An emergency meeting in Barbados on COVID-19. A multi-faith service held to kickstart St. Thomas Be Gathering celebrations. And in sports, West Indies women knocked out of the T20 World Cup.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC Newsnight, starting now.
A very good evening to you with this Sunday, March 1st edition of CBC Newsnight. I'm Ryan Broome. In our top story, Barbadians will soon know what strategies have been agreed by Caribbean leaders, health officials, and key stakeholders to address the impact of COVID-19. Now, CARICOM heads and other officials have been meeting late on the issue this evening at the Lloyd Erskine Sandyford Center. The decision to hold the discussions was taken by its chair and Barbados Prime Minister Mia Amor-Motley, following consultations with outgoing chairman, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet of St. Lucia. This after both leaders participated in two emergency meetings on Wednesday and Friday of the Council for Human and Social Development and Chief Medical Officers on COVID-19 via video conference. Meanwhile, there's news the coronavirus has reached the Caribbean, with cases confirmed in the Dominican Republic and a number of French-dependent territories. In the Dominican Republic, the virus has been confirmed in a 62-year-old Italian man who arrived in the country on February 22nd. Health Minister Rafael Sanchez says the man was hospitalized on Saturday, making it likely others were exposed. Now, France reported one case on the Caribbean island of Guadeloupe, and cases have been identified in the islands of St. Bartholomew and French St. Martin. In other news, Barbados and Suriname are poised to embark on a partnership which could bring significant gains for food security and agriculture in the two territories. And as we hear in this report, officials are hoping the Brokopondo Program Action 2018 to 2021 will also serve as a model for the region. Lorna Jones has more.
The Brokopondo Program Action 2018-2021 will see Barbados and Suriname collaborating in a number of key areas. One of these is agriculture. And during this year's AgriFest, a delegation from the country was included among exhibitors. Speaking during the official opening, Suriname's Minister of Agriculture RABINDRE PARMESSAR noted the agricultural component of the initiative would be broken down into three main areas.
These are trading and agriculture produce, utilization of lands for farming, scientific assistance and collaboration. Trading and agriculture produce. A number of commodities have been identified which can lead to possible trade between the countries. These are, among others, rice, bananas, fish, duck meat, caroli, passion fruit, pineapple, syrup, soursop, in addition to non-traditional foods such as dragon fruit, rambutan, etc., etc.
Minister Parmesar says for sustainable trade, cooperation in reinforcing food safety and animal and plant health systems is key. He has called for the strengthening of the Caribbean Public Health Agency, or CARFA.
CAFSA, as our regional institution designated to facilitate trade, must be strengthened, respected and given the authority to pronounce on trade issues.
As part of the venture, a number of the indigenous blackbelly sheep will be sent to Suriname. Barbados' Minister of Agriculture, Indar Ware, says government is also working to build out the local industry.
My ministry and the Cabinet of Barbados took a decision to expand the blackbelly sheep population of Barbados to 1 million sheep. This program obviously will start off by embracing all of those farmers who are currently rearing blackbelly sheep. And that equally, in April of this year, we will carry out a census to determine the exact number of blackbelly sheep we have in Barbados, so that as we build up, we are building up in a very structured way.
And as the focus intensifies on Caribbean unity, Minister Ware says the collaboration between Barbados and Suriname serves as a benchmark for the wider region. Lorna Jones, CBC News.
Welcome back. Well, as the We Gather in 2020 initiative moves on to the parish of St. Thomas for this month, Barbadians have been urged to be positive influences on the youth. Minister of People Empowerment and Elder Affairs, Cynthia Ford, made the appeal as she addressed a multi-faith church service at the Lesterbourne School held to kick off their round of celebrations. Minister Ford, who is also the Member of Parliament for St. Thomas, says Barbadians can no longer turn a blind eye to social issues.
Nurture a child, mentor a child, feed a child, help to direct a parent or guardian who knows no better. Help us to save our young men and women who are sometimes going down the wrong path because we refuse to say, come back here to me. There's something called modesty. Go home and take off that little nippy thing and tidy up yourselves. A lot of them don't know any better. We must set the example for them.
Well, meanwhile, Rector of the Holy Innocent Anglican Church, Reverend Anthony Harewood, says the parish is full of treasures and encourage residents to take care of them.
We only have to think about the Welshman Hall Gully, just to name two. And as we think about these two treasures within our parish that God has blessed us with, our responsibility to take care of them and our environment becomes extremely important to all of us. And as I exhort, I want to challenge all of us as members or people living and associating with St. Thomas to be real stewards of God's creation. And as we're destined to be stewards of God's creation,
consumers will pay less for gasoline, diesel, and kerosene from midnight. Gas has dropped by 13 cents a liter from $3.58, while the price of diesel has decreased by 22 cents to $2.84 per liter. Kerosene will go to $1.35 per liter, a reduction of 2 cents. All classes of the Lawrence T. Gay Memorial Primary School will continue to be held at the 4 church locations until Thursday, March 26. Now, according to the Ministry of Education, this is to facilitate continual testing in and around the school. Officials say it is estimated that results and final reports will be with the ministry within the next 4 weeks. At that time, they say meetings will be held with parents, guardians, and unions to share information on what was done and what will be done going forward. Now, all current arrangements remain in place as it relates to school meals, security, and transportation. A suggestion: mandatory history classes be introduced for all levels in secondary schools. It's coming from Barbados' Deputy High Commissioner to London, Reverend Charles Morris. Now, he made the appeal at Combermere's 2020 Cultural Day celebrations. Rianne Phillips attended the event and filed this report.
Delivering the feature address, Reverend Morris said studying history has many benefits, especially for the country's development.
I believe that the study of history is important for this country as a whole. A country that is indifferent to its history has no soul. History allows a nation to know its past, to observe the depths from which we have come, the road we have traveled to reach the present, and the plans for success in the future. I believe that every student entering school should study history from first form to sixth form, and that completion of history at the highest grade be a condition for the reward of a Barbados scholarship.
And he isn't just all talk. In his capacity as Barbados' Deputy High Commissioner to London, he has been exploring opportunities to help students of history pursue higher level studies overseas.
The good news is, though, they have arranged with a businessman in London to provide 4 laptops for the Department of History here at Combermere. I shall also seek to have that membership program established for students taking history, with the hope of affording a student of history every possibility of gaining a scholarship at the University of Birmingham.
The Culture Day celebrations also featured performances from students, a tribute to the late Edward Braffett, and the dedication of a history room, thanks to a partnership with Group 1B of the class of 1976.
We have donated all of the items, that were requested of us. This was a bit challenging at times since none of us are persons of great wealth. However, we persevered and we were able to offer Ms. Farley the history room that she had envisioned.
Characters such as a Mother Sally, the Tuck Band, and a Shaggy Bear also added some color to the event.
Rianne Phillips, CBC News.